Hey guys, Marsdingen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so I asked you guys over on both Twitter and the community tab for the channel, because I know a bunch of you guys in the past have told me that you don't use Twitter for whatever reason. I asked you guys, now that we have the EZAs for Kid Goku, Raditz and Vegeta, which Giant Ape unit EZA are you most looking forward to? I should have just put Giant Form, because I didn't necessarily just mean Great Apes, but a couple of people put some non-Great Ape units anyway. So we're going to go down, have a look. Obviously, it's pretty cool that we got these Great Apes as like a global first EZA. Now that we've done videos on all of them, tried them all out in Super Battle Road, things like that, I have them all at full level 10 links now, and I mean, they're okay, right? Like, there's some situations where they could be pretty useful, but they're definitely not the craziest. So I definitely hope once we get a new wave of these EZAs that they would make them slightly better, because like all three just have the very basic 80% attack and defense. They get that same boost on super attack, and then all of them have a different ability that they get when you're under 80% HP. So it's not the worst blueprint in the world, but I definitely would like to see a little bit of an improvement on the numbers and, you know, a little bit more variety. So straight off here we have Mr. T saying easily Team Bardock squad. I mean, obviously you guys know me, I love Bardock, and I have a separate tag on my account literally just for every Bardock unit and all the members of Team Bardock, slowly but surely working my way through getting all of those guys to like link level 10. So obviously that would be pretty great. One thing this would definitely help with for the future for some people is the Team Bardock Super Battle Road stage. Obviously that stage is designed to be beaten, to be able to be beaten with the full free-to-play team that you can farm up. But unlike the Ginyu Force, the Team Bardock category does actually have a bunch of other units in it that you could use, and that includes the Great Ape versions of all of the Bardock squad. However, the summonable ones anyway, the AGL free-to-play Bardock is pretty good because he already got an EZA, but the summonable ones are all pretty weak. They're all very outdated now, so them getting an EZA would definitely be very good and would help out like low class warriors as well. And obviously, as we said, like Giant Form just needs the buff. So the free to play in Nappa, that would definitely be interesting, because he comes from an era where like free to play units definitely were of so much lower a caliber that you just, like, they would never make their way onto your teams if you had a decent, like, pay-to-play account. Whereas, obviously, nowadays, we're seeing free-to-play units that are actually good and can be optimal on teams, even if you have a really good selection of summonable units. So, in Nappa would definitely be a nice free-to-play buff for people. Another person said Bardock squad. A lot of people say Bardock squad, unsurprisingly, because imagine getting them all at the same time as, like, a big 5-unit Extreme Z battle. That would be pretty awesome. Baby Saga celebration with this guy. Obviously, this is something that people are waiting for, like an actual Dokkan Fest baby. The LR as well will also get a bit of a resurgence when we get a Dokkan Fest baby. So I could definitely see some sort of baby or GT themed celebration maybe around like the Goku and baby, like a dual Dokkan Fest. And then yeah, this guy getting an EZA would definitely be something that, you know, this unit is so old now. So, and then this guy also mentions here, throw in this one for good measure. Now this is one of my top picks for the Great Ape unit that I want to get an EZA the most, because this Goku is obviously a support unit, so, you know, he's a unit that you could want to bring on a team, throw him in the 3rd slot floating to support everybody. But nowadays, like, his level is just not really at a place where you can use him in some of the harder content, and he fits into some of those teams that, you know, could really use extra good support units. Like, he's on the actual Giant Ape power, like the full, you know, not really full Super Saiyan 4, but the Gogeta team. He's obviously on like Kamehameha. He's on a lot of teams that he would actually be very useful to run as a support if he was actually good, because a lot of units like will fit into a team that are really good, but they don't have a partner that will give them, like Saiyan Raw, for example. And having this guy as an actual usable support unit that has that link would obviously be very, very good. So he's definitely one of the top picks for me. So Bardock squad. Then yeah, Tora from the Bardock squad is one that people pick out specifically because he is a support unit. He also lowers attack on super, and he does give you a bit of healing as well. So he's a unit that could be useful in Super Battle Road if it wasn't for the fact that he's so weak now without his EZA. And then, of course, Turles. So Turles is the next, like, big pick for me. And one of the reasons is because when you look at, like, LR Turles, I've said many times before, LR Turles is one of my favourite summonable LRs in the game. But at the moment, to get the most out of him, you have to run him with the AGL Turles, who is not really optimal in difficult content. Obviously, if you're a massive whale, you can run the TUR of the LR, who is still pretty decent. But if this guy got an easy A, obviously Turles units have a lot of those links that they only really share with each other, that they get a lot of stats out of, like things like Destroyer of the Universe and stuff like that. So if this guy got an easy A and was actually really solid, then you could run him on rotation with the LR Turles, because he is one of those great apes that awakened with actual Dokkan Fest medals, so he has Fierce Battle, so they would work really well together. And then of course when AGL Turles does eventually get his easy A as well, that rotation would be pretty busted, because this guy does typical Turles things in the fact that he can stun on super, so he would be good for content where you can stun like Super Battle Road, but he just really needs that easy A. And then yeah, that rotation of him and the Turles would be awesome. So yeah, in baby Super Saiyan 3 King Goku Team Bardock. But yeah, this guy, a couple of people mentioned this guy, the Lord Slug. We all know Namekians could definitely use the help. He is one of the units that does have like a giant form sub lead as well. So him getting an easy A means you'd have another solid option for leader for the team. Because Tapion is a really good lead for the team in the fact that he's a good unit. Like he's really good post easy A. But he doesn't link up super well with a lot of the units on the giant form team. And this guy actually links up pretty well. I believe it's with the LR Baby. They share quite a few decent links, so if he got an easy A, then yeah, that would be a big buff for Namekians, as well as some of the villain-centric teams that he's on, so that would be pretty good. GT Goku and In Baby Vegeta, like again, those two together would be really good. Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I think this guy completely misunderstood the question here, because it's AGL Turles and Tech Gogeta. I mean, them getting easy Ace would be great, but not really particularly relevant with this. So LR Baby is one that people do mention a lot as well. Now obviously that's going to be a whole separate thing because he is an LR, so he would probably get an easy A during that sort of baby centric celebration that we talked about earlier, that we will probably get one day. Demigra, this is actually a really interesting choice, because yeah, the Int Demigra, he was a unit that was super outdated. They gave him an awakening, and this guy basically saying his awakening was dead on arrival. I mean, he's not exactly wrong. Like, his awakening is okay, but of all the teams that you can put him on, there's just so many better options. So Demigra getting an easy A would definitely be really good. So Strength Goku, yeah. Because imagine back in the day, like when the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and this Super Saiyan 3 Goku first came out, those two together, it was one of the most powerful rotations in the game. And obviously now, STR Super Saiyan 4 Goku has that insane easy A. So this guy getting one, that rotation would be insanely powerful again. So then we have Tora, Baby Vegeta, yeah, Tora again, Turles. Somebody actually picked Giant Form Ribrienne. There you go. So, I mean, she is terrible, so by definition, she is a unit that could definitely benefit from getting an easy A, because I can't imagine any time I would ever use this unit, so her getting an easy A would be really good. And then, yeah, LR Baby and Goku. Great Ape Nappa TUR with an easy A would be cool. So, yeah, probably the free-to-play one, although, of course, he would be slightly held back by the fact that he's free-to-play in comparison to some of the other ones. But we've seen solid free-to-play unit easy A's before. These four, yeah. Oh, Bergamo. No one's really mentioned Bergamo. Yeah, this guy here saying Bergamo does not need it. Because, yeah, Bergamo, obviously very, very good after his awakening. But at the end of the day, him getting an easy A, he would just be even better. He might make it onto some, like, Universe Survival Saga teams. Bardock Great Ape Squad. And then, yeah, Physical Lord Slug. So jumping over to the YouTube tag here. I can't imagine that there'll be many different options here. People really have picked, like, the top picks already. Because GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I think, is so high on that list just because of the versatility he can bring. Like, imagine how crazy of a support he could be, especially how well he links with someone like Easy A Super Saiyan 4 Goku. AGL Turles, again, like, he's going to be so good for some of those villain-centric teams if he's actually good, because it's the problem with the three that they chose to give us Easy A's for already. Like, Kid Goku, where are you really going to use him? I mean, outside of, like, just making a giant form team, I'm talking here. So, Kid Goku, maybe Youth, because you kind of really need to link him up with a Dragon Ball Saga unit. The Vegeta and the Raditz, they're on like Space Traveling Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors, but like those teams are stacked with really, really solid options. Whereas GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like he's going to be a support that you can throw into a bunch of teams. Turles does kind of fit into that same position because he'll be on those same kind of teams, Space Traveling Warriors, Terrifying Conquerors. But the fact that he's going to link up super well with the LR definitely gives him a big bonus here. A lot of people mentioning Team Bardock again, and Tora specifically, because of that support. He heals, and obviously he does lower attack, which is good for Super Battle Road. With heroes on the rise, I'm feeling like Kumba has a shot. Now, that would be really interesting, because we've been talking about recently how great it would be if they did start to give some of the older heroes units EZAs, because I'm really holding out hope for that tech Super Saiyan 3 Teen Gotenks. But, I mean, Kumba is a much newer unit than him, but if they did really want to focus on buffing up that Great Ape team, or what, the Giant Form team, then Kumba getting an EZA, like, he can be so good in Super Battle Road if his passive goes off and just stuns everybody. But sometimes it's very risky putting him in slot 1, especially if there's a bunch of attacks, because his defense isn't that great. So this guy hits the nail on the head here. If they gave him an EZA, gave him some defense, imagine if they gave him like damage reduction. He'd just be the perfect unit to put in slot 1 on Super Battle Road, because he either stuns all the enemies after he gets hit, or he just tanks the attacks and doesn't really take that much damage anyway. So that would be awesome. So Turles, yeah, free-to-play Int Nappa. The free-to-play one's definitely a good one. EZA STR Ulma Gohan. I mean, again, that wasn't the theme, but I mean, I can't say I disagree. Team Bardock. Why is nobody saying LR Baby? Yeah, exactly. An LR EZA would be great. That probably would be tied in with a Bardock celebration. So, Team Bardock units again. Great Ape Turles. Yeah, he's probably going to get his after AGL Turles. This is true, actually, because he awakens with Turles medals. So the way EZAs normally work like that is AGL Turles will get his, and then a little bit down the line, the Great Ape Turles will get his, but you'll have to just refarm the medals from the AGL Turles Extreme Z battle. So that is actually a very good point. Looks like, I mean, they could do it differently. I mean, we just got Global first, Great Ape EZA, so you never know. But that is actually the normal pattern that they follow, so that is very true. GT Goku, Team Bardock Great Ape, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, yes. There's a lot. I don't think there's many more units to go over here. Let us jump over quickly and have a look. I don't think there's any units that anybody missed. So yeah, looking at the list on the wiki here, I think we pretty much covered everyone. We got the full Team Bardock. I mean, there's these random, like, older Great Ape Gokus. I think one of these is like a World Tournament support. The free-to-play Vegeta would be good to get an EZA. Like, he's a free-to-play unit that when he came out, they didn't do the thing where they give him an EZA straight away. And he's okay. He's a decent free-to-play option. But obviously for somebody like me with the box I have, I never use him. So that could be pretty cool for some people. This Piccolo actually would be quite interesting. But at this point, they are still yet to give EZAs to any of the World Tournament or Dragon Ball Saga banner characters. But him getting one could be good because he's another uniquely named Namekian. Obviously the Metal Cooler, I'm actually kind of surprised nobody mentioned him. Obviously he's a Dokkan Fest exclusive, so and a category leader I should say, so his is going to be a little bit further down the line, but you never know if they do another like Metal Cooler themed celebration. That could definitely be on the cards, which would be quite interesting. But when you look at the Giant Form category, I guess realistically there's only these units here that could potentially get an EZA. So I think almost all of these were mentioned. But let me know down below in the comments if you could pick one of these units from the Giant Form category to get their EZA next. Who would you pick and why? Let us know down below, all the details in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.